we've seen 2 games now without DeForest Buckner. He went crazy yesterday for the Colts.
Yeah.
What exactly have the Niners lost with DeForest Buckner?
Okay. So the easy answer to this question is obviously just he's a great player.
Production.
His leadership, his professionalism, all those things.
Yeah.
But I actually have been a little optimistic about what I've seen from DJ Jones and Javon Kinlaw. I think both have played more than well so far.
Mm-hmm.
Better than I expected. But I think the big thing they miss is that the offense spent a lot of time. I mean, the defense, spent a lot of time on the field versus Arizona. And what they miss is Buckner's stamina. Buckner used to tirelessly play 50, 60 snaps. And they would have
especially his rookie year. Remember that?
Right.
1,000 snaps. Yep.
His rookie year, they wore him out. I was worried that they might have just ruined his career, but he was okay.
Yeah.
And the thing with both DJ Jones and Javon Kinlaw is that when you're 325 pounds, it's just hard to be in shape. It's really hard.
Yep, it is. Yeah.
And they might be in the best shape a 325-pound player can be in, but that's still not good enough shape to play 50 snaps. And I think we saw it in the Jets game because both Kinlaw and Jones were flashing early with a little bit of nice reps and stuff. They just wore out. They got tired.
Yeah.
And if you're not rotating them because they lost all that depth in the Jets game, I think that's where they're going to start feeling the loss of Buckner week 8, week 9, because he would come in, week out, play 50 snaps.
Yeah. And, being able to play 50, 60 snaps at the same effort level the entire time, it's impressive, but it's also leading by example. This is how you do it. This is the standard. And when they left, I don't know if you remember, but we asked all the players on Zoom, like, well, how tough is it to lose Buckner? And what Bosa said right away is, well, like, he's the guy who set the standard of how hard to play. Every time the play went down the field, he chased it. Because it's like you think about a defensive lineman there's an initial effort and then there's a secondary effort. What happens when the ball's out of the pocket? Is your job done? No. Buckner plays through the whistle. He sprints to the ball every time, and that's really exhausting. Nick Bosa admired it, and as good as Eric Armstead is, that's not the kind of player he's been in the past. So they don't have that right now. I mean, I guess Ronald Blair is like that. Kerry Hyder's like that, but it's different when it's not a captain of your team.
And to connect it back to what we were talking about earlier with Bosa, I would say that Bosa was the guy that was going to take that mantle of kind of being the new guy that sets the standard for how hard you play, because he also plays just like a maniac with how hard he plays. Yes. But now that he's gone, who's going to set that tone? Because I find Kinlaw's effort to be inconsistent. Sometimes he's just ready to run 10 yards and go tackle the guy. And then sometimes he beats the guy and he's walking from the backfield.
Armstead too.
Armstead is the same way. D Ford plays with effort, but again, D Ford is a huge enigma at this point on how much can you get from D Ford.
It is even healthy. I mean, look, we have no idea what's going on. He has a neck injury. Robert Saleh said it wasn't serious. Then it is serious. They say it's neck spasms. I'd like to know what that is. I feel like they haven't even told us what the issue is.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has a forever degenerative knee.
So.
And you're talking about a guy that's so explosive off the edge.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Which sucks because I would say they've made so many bad signings that they've over the last in the Shanahan-Lynch era that they've just been able to overcome because of their brilliant player development and their ability to develop these undrafted guys to fill in. So in spite of all these bad picks and free agents, they've been able to overcome it. I would say D Ford is one of the guys where when he's on the field, he's shown to be worth a second-round pick and that contract.
Yeah. But like they actually accurately evaluated him on the tape. But what they didn't accurately evaluate is what the state of his body was in. It's like they weren't quite connected enough with the word on the street to find out what – because to me, like the Chiefs knew. And when they gave that trade, they were like, okay, good luck, right?
Right, because you could make the argument that D Ford is a better pass rusher than Frank Clark, and I don't think it's a bad argument. I think the difference is, one, Frank Clark is a way better fit for Spags' scheme. You need to be a bit more – D Ford couldn't set the edge. And two, Frank Clark plays every game, and he's got a little Bosa in him where, well, one, he is a maniac off the field, but two, he plays like a maniac every snap. He plays with passion, just fire. And sometimes it's lacking from D Ford.